everyone, and welcome to the 17th episode of Ascent Talks. My name is Ajit Panikar, and I'm an Ascent member for 10 years, and I lead Nova, an air conditioning company, and Pure Blue, a tech-enabled startup in the air conditioning domain. And my co-host is Aleem. How are you doing, Aleem?
Good morning, Ajit. Good morning, everyone. My name is Aleem. I'm the founder and creative director of a company called Synapse, and we're a marketing company. And I'm excited to be on the 17th episode today, and we're going on and on. Yeah.
Yeah, 17th episode it is. And for people who are still joining us for the first time, a quick run on Ascent. Ascent is a not-for-profit expression of Harsh Mariwala, Chairman Marico Limited, and his passion to identify high-potential growth stage entrepreneurs and enable them to grow their enterprise and enrich their entrepreneurial journey. Launched in 2012, Ascent today empowers more than 850 entrepreneurs across India. Ascent is designed as a unique, powerful, peer to peer platform that leverages the power of the collective through self designated groups called trust groups, which enables entrepreneurs uh, to share and exchange experiences, ideas, insights, and create a healthy ecosystem to learn from each other. Today's event, a weekly event, Ascent Talks, showcases Ascent members and their interesting entrepreneurial journeys. So, Ali, let's bring in our guest today.
Absolutely. And today we're going to be hearing a very, very inspiring story from Unnamalai Muthu, who is the CEO of Aster Apparels. Unnamalai has done her
Hello.
engineering. Hi. She's done her engineering graduation from Tyagarajan College of Engineering. She went ahead to do a business management course at XLRI Jamshedpur. She's currently the CEO of Aster Apparels, an ISO 9000 certified company that has been exporting garments to US, Canada, and several European countries like France, Spain, the Netherlands, Italy, and UK. And while that brief is very, very short, I know that the story is really, really amazing and long. So, welcome, Unnamalai, and just
Hi.
start off the
Hi,
bat.
Ajit. Hi, Alim. Yeah.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah.
Unnamalai, can you tell us about your business, the nature, the scale, some clients and solutions to understand better, and basically what has been your story?
Basically, my story starts right from the time that I left my school. Okay, when the school gates closed beside and behind me, I decided that I am going to be a businesswoman. So when I was small, I thought probably okay, fine. We to become a businesswoman, I thought we have to do an MBA. That is what I thought those days. So I just did my engineering, and then when I got married, then they were into textiles and started running Aster Apparels. Actually, we founded Aster Apparels and started running, and it we totally concentrated in exports. As you have already pointed out, we were doing for US premium polo T-shirts and several other products to US and several European countries. And my actual entrepreneur journey, I mean my passionate journey, started when I went into branding. Okay, I had a lot of excess fabric left with me, so I thought I would do something good about it from my exports. I started making garments for the domestic market. I was interested in kids, so I did a little bit of kids wear sampling, and then I started I went and showed few people or few retailers over here. Okay, the garments were literally thrown at my face. Okay, that was the response I received, and. Later, after my persistent efforts, one of the retailers he brought his suppliers from Mumbai called Vijay Zaveri. So when he entered my office and he said, "No, this is not the way about good way to go about establishing a brand." I mean, you need to put your heart and soul, and then you need to get your. I mean, you have to do it for Indian market, exclusively for the Indian market. You cannot do what you give for. I mean, your export market is totally different from the Indian market. So that changed the entire scenario. From that day, I established a total new wing for my domestic market. My exports were actually at the peak at that time. So a lot of I mean, I had to convince few of my merchandisers to come into the team for the domestic market, establish a designing system for it, got designers from Mumbai, Pune, everywhere, so that the export I mean, the export flavor is a little given off, and the domestic flavor comes in. And we started with the expertise that we had in fabrics and other technical expertise we already had. So we started marketing, and I went to Bangalore actually, to a fair wherein we had put up everything. And from there, somebody gave a reference to National Garment Fair in Mumbai. That is the fair to go for if you want to launch a brand, a domestic brand. So we did about 120 samples, okay, which was voluminous actually. And then we went and took a power brand category, space there, and then we started marketing from there. So that is how the journey started, and there was no looking back.
Wow.
We first marketed to the multi-branded outlets. Okay, we had about 4 zones. North, south, west, and east. And then we started marketing everywhere. 24 states. We were in 24 states in no time.
By what
And
brand were you called? By what was your brand
and
that you had?
and kids
Ant.
wear. Yeah,
And
and kids
ANT
wear.
and kids wear.
ANT and kids wear. And we were there in 24 states. And after some time, I mean, we were exporters, and we used to get money in a jiffy. Okay. And domestic market took a lot of time to pay up. And my team was saying, what is this, ma'am? We are already doing so much, and why should you want to do this? And so it was establishing in a retail market. We were manufacturers. Understanding the retail market, and everything was different. Like west and south had probably the same taste, but north, it has to be totally different, and you need different products for north. And kids was a dynamic market. You cannot repeat your styles at all. Say if you're in
Right.
men's market, the same solids can go on forever, or the same stripes can go on forever. Kids, they won't touch it the second time. So you have to be really very dynamic, and it was a tough challenge for us. We enjoyed doing it, and then later we got into large format retail stores. You know, this Aravind, your Reliance, your
Yeah.
Lifestyle, your Future Group, your Coupons. I mean, you name any store, we would have been there. Okay, so we wanted to get into stores, and we had got into a few of them. And what happened, we wanted a foothold in the large format retail stores, because that is where the brands are there, and that is where we wanted to establish ourselves. And so we thought we would buy two brands who are which are already present there, so that we can get an immediate market presence. So Zigsaw had a better market presence in high end retail outlets, and Juno had it in mass retail outlets. So it was a Bangalore based company which was actually established by a Dubai based person. They were struggling, so we got those two brands, and then immediately got into a few of the LFRS, and there was no looking back. And
Amazing. So what you're trying to tell all of us is that you got out of school, you decided you're going to become a businesswoman, you set up a business, you became a large exporter, you went out to build a brand, you failed, you went and reworked it, and then you went and you acquired
no, I didn't
other
actually
two brands.
fail it. I didn't know how to start it up actually.
Exactly. So you
How to
learned,
go
you
about, how
learned,
to go
you
about it.
learned, and you rebuilt it again. You reinvented, right? You reinvented yourself as you kept going. You learned, and you just keep reinventing.
Yeah, it was a
My
big
question
journey.
is, my question,
Very
Unnamalai, when I listen to you, is how the hell did you manage to do all these things? And you built a family also around it. I mean, to most of the women who are listening are in total awe of what you are saying. So you need to share with them, how did you strike a balance between all these things
No, I had
and
a very
get that
supportive
entrepreneurial
family.
spirit going?
Yeah, I had a very supporting family. Okay. And being business people, my father-in-law, my husband were all totally supportive of what I did, and they were ready to explore, not only explore, finance me for my projects. That is more important. And moreover, I had very intelligent kids, okay, who could cope up, and I had mechanisms to cope up also, wherein, because I didn't opt for I am living in Coimbatore, a tier 2 city, wherein people would like to opt for a independent house, okay, but I opted for a flat, so that my kids are occupied till 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock till I come back. They can go and play around, have fun, and then somebody, the whole flat will be looking at them as to what they are doing, because I am a working woman. I had such a support from my neighbors also. And my kids were quite intelligent. They could, they could cope up, and then it went on. And now my daughter is an architect, and my son is in VIT Velu doing engineering. So I think they are on their own now. Mm.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that is how it went on.
Sure.
Yeah.
And Unnamalai, since your industry is changing so fast, I mean today it's called fast fashion and things like that. What are the changes you're seeing? What is the future you're seeing in this industry, and
No,
how
I
you
think still it
hopefully?
is largely unexplored as far as brands are concerned. I mean, 35,000 crores is probably the total kidswear market in domestic market. I mean, in India. So what happens is only 7% of it is brands held by brands. So you got umpteen potential for a lot of people to come in and establish brands and then do things in the domestic market currently.
Tell me something,
Yeah.
Unnamalai. You make it. We are all entrepreneurs. We know the journey is never an easy cakewalk. We know what the challenges that you face. But for the
Yeah.
sake of our viewers, why don't you actually share with us? I mean, Ascent members very happily share the downfalls and challenges that we face, right? So tell us something. One of those
Every
big
year has got
challenges.
something or other. I'll just tell you just two incidences which are stuck to my mind actually. One is we had exported to some pajamas, okay, knitted pajamas to what do you say? This I can't name the brand. One in Italy. Okay, so these people, the exporters have their own way. The European exporters, they have some people they would want to ask for some changes, and then they would ask. For a discount later, okay, saying that the product is not okay. It has been a way with them. Some of them like that, okay. We just long established buyer, but they had asked for a change in the pajama, probably with some small cuffs or something, and then we had given it, and then they said they wanted 25% discount, which totally wipes off your profitability of the entire consignment. So we thought better retain it than give it to them, because they were that was not a ethical demand what they did, and what they were asking was not actually correct. So most of the people would have given it to them at 25% discount to do away with whatever was there. And at that time, I had only about 30 lakhs of packing credit. Okay,
Okay.
those days, and the entire consignment was worth about 30 lakhs. My entire packing credit, I had other consignments also going on, but this, they said this will kill you. All my friends said this is going to kill you if you're not going to give. I told no way, this has been going on, because they are European buyers. You can't just bend down and then give it, and I don't want to do something unethical. And what happens, I don't want to bend. Then I read, and it had actually been shipped to Italy. It was
Okay.
in the port of Italy. Okay,
Mm,
two
mm.
three months negotiations were going on, and then nothing happened. And then I had to. Some other buyer of mine in Greece said, "No, we will take it," and
Oh,
we sent it to Greece. It
okay.
was put up in the warehouse for
Okay.
probably 2 years. I had to pay demurrage charges.
Oh
You
Oh,
my God.
and demurrage charges. How
Yeah.
the cost? Nothing happened. After 2 years, it came back to me as such. Uh,
My God.
and garments are not perishable, so I'm happy about it. And it all came back to me, and then I sold it in the domestic market for about 20% of the value.
oh.
Okay. And everybody said, had you listened that day itself, you would have got it. But I had a ECGC coverage,
Mm.
Export Credit Guarantee Corporation's coverage. I went to export ECGC and then claimed my 80% and had my
Oh,
100%. It
wow.
was
Wow.
very tough. And afterwards, the ECGC asked us to go and then narrate our stories to their people, so that no more people are aware, and people could make use of it. That is one
Okay.
thing. And one
Amazing.
more thing that happened in domestic market, if you have time, is
No, we have
uh,
all the time for
All the
learnings.
time.
We are all here for that. Go, please
yeah,
take your time. Tell us.
Eastern Zone. Calcutta. One fine day, I came up and opened my laptop. 10:30 was the time, and everyone in the Eastern Zone had submitted their resignations. I had few lakhs of goods. right from Durg, Roorkee, what do you say, Bhubaneswar, Calcutta. We didn't even know what were the places we had supplied at the time. Entire Eastern group was headhunted by somebody, some other brand owner who wanted to establish his kidswear brand. He was actually inspired by us, and he totally got a team also. It was a numbing experience, and immediately we didn't know what to do because it was so far away, being in south, and we were contemplating what to do, and finally we found one ASM who had not submitted his resignation in Bhubaneswar. We salvaged the entire situation within 2 months with that ASM in hand, and later re-established the HR personnel and the marketing personnel over there. So, people were again advising me, why the hell do you want to go and do in Guwahati when you can export and earn money? So there were so many challenges like that. In fact, when we were establishing our EBOs, we started with Moti Nagar in Bihar. I didn't start in South, or I didn't start in Bangalore or Bombay, where I had my maximum outlets. I started in Moti Nagar, and it was a learning experience, I should say.
Wow, that is so amazing. I mean, that whole thing of having an entire region just submit your resignation while you open your email is like a nightmare. It's an
Right.
absolute nightmare, but it's amazing that you've been able to bounce back. You know, you've always said that, and I've heard you say that before also, that entrepreneurship is a journey and business is a way of life. And that's a quote that I've actually stuck into my head. For our viewers, why don't you explain that thought process about what you said? You know, entrepreneurship is a journey, business is a way of life.
Yeah, entrepreneurship is a journey. So if you're an exporter, you're an exporter, okay? And if you're into domestic market and branding, you are into domestic market and branding, okay? I can have several verticals. Everything is run by a company. It is entrepreneurship is probably project. I see it is project wise, or your vertical wise, okay? An entrepreneurship, the fruits of entrepreneurship can be handed over to somebody. You can sell your brand to somebody, okay? There are several stages in it, but business is a way of life. Once a businessman, you're always a businessman. 24 hours you're a businessman, okay? And you breathe business. There is no end to being a businesswoman or a businessman, okay? But the journey of entrepreneurship can change ways, change paths, or you can hand over the mantle or baton to somebody else. So there is a big difference between both, as I see it. Hope it
How
explains.
amazing is that?
Very
Yeah,
nice.
Too good.
yeah.
Namalai, can you tell us, all of us, basically, when we look at our competition, we're either looking at trying to take some market share from them or trying to do something with them, against them, or, something. But you've been inspired by your competition, especially you have quoted Ginny and Johnny, which is obviously a very
Yeah.
big. Can you tell us
Yeah.
what inspires you and what is your take on, this entire piece?
Yeah, Ginny and Johnny. I was in my very nascent stage of branding. Okay, I had just T-shirts at that time. I didn't even venture into. It was my comfort product, and it was my product of strength, and so I had just T-shirts. And then I thought I was a brand at the time. To be in a kids wear brand, you need everything, right from jeans to your. You know what the product range you need to have. Okay, that time I was in the nascent stages, and I had in Chennai Trade Center, there was the CIA had invited us for a kids wear exhibition, or kids exhibition, children's exhibition, where everybody was there, and I had put up my brand also. That time, uh, the owners of Ginny Johnny, they were on a visit. Okay, so we were in a networking session, and then I just happened to meet them. We were in the same table, and I happened to meet them. I told them, "Look, I have a brand. My brand name is Ant." They were number one at that time. So what happened was, we went to, uh, and before we could, after the session got over, before I could go to my stall back, I found both of them standing there and then surveying they had surveyed my entire products. Okay, entire products. They were number one, but still I was new. They came and surveyed the entire product, and when I came and asked how it was, they said, "Oh, everything is well," and went off. That day I learned, even when you're number one, okay, you need to keep tab of the competition, and you need to know what it is,
Correct.
what it is. That is the lesson that I learned. And then after a few years, we were again in NGF. It was probably 10 years. I was continuously in National Garment Fair. I was there. Ginny Johnny was also there. And in the value segment, probably I was number one at that time. And he called me, he invited me to sit, and then we were catching up. And he said, "Kabhi kabhi ladkiyon se bhi darna padta hai."
Maybe he was
That's
not married.
amazing.
रोल करते हैं.
Yeah, so this is the big takeaway for every one of us who are watching. Kabhi kabhi ladkiyon se bhi darna padta hai.
That's it.
Amazing. And that's very sweet actually for him to actually acknowledge that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's very
but later on, no, I had several competitors in my segment, and later on, when I established my, first retail outlet at Rajamandri, all my competitors came together and supplied that outlet.
wow.
Oh.
That is so cool. That is amazing.
And other people, 3-4 people who were actually, we were actually competitors in LFRS, large format retail stores. But when I started a retail outlet, they were generous enough to come and trust and give me the brands.
Unnamalai, your passion and your enthusiasm to do business is quite contagious. It can be seen from your whole conversation. But here is something that I want to pick your brains on. You're from Coimbatore, a lady who's been very successfully built a business. I want you to put some thoughts around. Most of the entrepreneurship you see in India tends to come from West and South. A lot of the intellectual driven and a lot of this tends to come from South. I don't want to bias it, but it seems that way, or that's the perception. What's your take on this? Do you think there has to be some major shifts that should happen to make sure entrepreneurship in South India takes off in a very big way?
Generally people over here, are not into much of branding, okay, except for big business houses. You don't have much of brands coming out from South. One reason may be that we are very conservative in South, okay, and probably, when you want to get into branding, okay, you need deep pockets, and then you need to take high risk, okay. And probably businesses over here are well established, and then they are earning really very well, and that sometimes people do think, why do I have to step into something so risky? And coming into women entrepreneurship, probably you have people running family businesses in South, okay, and there are a lot of youngsters who are coming with very novel. I am in the startup scenario also, so startup, a lot of young girls, I see them coming in and doing, and probably we may see, because South functions this way.
That's right.
Established businesses, family businesses. South. Maybe if you
You said
come
it is
down,
like a play safe syndrome, right? It's like a play safe
find
syndrome.
more entrepreneurs like me. Probably they are not highlighted. They are not in the limelight. Okay,
Yeah.
because most of you, most of the media and the other things, they are based out of West. So Bombay itself, you have got so many people. You don't have to. Or probably till Bangalore or Hyderabad or Chennai. Okay, people don't look into it, but you have several ladies who are doing in several fields. I can assure you that probably they are not in the limelight. All you need to do is come and look into it. Okay?
Yeah, that's what we're doing at Ascent Talks. That's exactly what we're doing at Ascent Talks. Today we have a very inspiring story from Coimbatore. Amazing.
Yeah.
And hoping for many more coming out from there also. And I'd like to now basically take this question and ask you about your Ascent journey. And you've been an Ascent member. Tell us about your Ascent group. Tell us about your journey and how's it been for you.
Actually, one of my friends, cousin of mine, referred Ascent actually. We were in lockdown, complete Corona lockdown, not knowing to do what to do, and all of us were stuck up. Okay, that was when I got into Ascent. So, and I was assigned to a trust group called Lighthouse. Okay, and amazing they are. My trust group buddies are really very amazing. Okay, it all, for the first 2-3 months, I never met them personally. It was all online. Okay, we were all in lockdown and we weren't allowed to travel and things like that. And but somehow they gelled really very well. They understood my position, and after the third meeting or the third meeting, I think probably I had a physical meeting with them, and from then on. I mean, we have hit it off really well together, and they've been really very supportive. And it's about a year probably. So I'm a young Ascenter, you can say. Yeah,
Yes.
That's amazing. But tell
not
me,
a big
Unnamalai, apart from
experience. Huh?
sorry, so one last question. We've just about 4 5 minutes before we actually wind up. We just want to know from in this busy schedule, do you have hobbies? Do you have time for yourself? Because I know it's not
Definitely,
easy for the kind of
definitely.
business that you build running the family. Tell us something about your personal hobbies or anything that you have?
I'm a passionate environmentalist. Okay, I'm a part of Sirutuli, which is the largest, largest NGO for working on environment. We diesel tanks, we plant trees. We have saved about 8 million cubic meters of water till date, and we have planted
Wow,
7 lakh trees. That is,
Wow.
I'm an apex member of it, and we actively do it. And the second one is I'm a part of. We have established with along with my college friends and school friends. I have established two NGOs for education. We finance students, needy students in that. One is called Virudugal and another is called Spark.
wow.
So these are part and parcel of, and I keep learning something or other to keep myself engaged. Some every 6 months or something, I keep learning new things. So
That
that
is
keeps me.
so amazing. It is amazing. Actually, Namalai, it's been fantastic listening to you. I mean, it's been very inspiring,
Yes.
that somebody from Coimbatore can actually build such a fabulous business, can keep a balance, work-life balance, and can be such an inspiration for all entrepreneurs, not just women entrepreneurs, but for all entrepreneurs. It's been a pleasure hearing you on, and thank you so much for joining
Thank
us
you,
today.
thank you, thank you so
Thank you
much.
for your
Thank
time.
you, thanks for inviting. Thank you,
Thank you.
thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much. Thanks a lot. Alim, this has got to do something with Coimbatore. You know what she does? She's actually built a business. She's expanded, gone international, gone domestic, manages a family, and still she's got time to do environment. ये बम्बई का problem नहीं है. ये कोयम्बतूर में you can do it. Small towns have got better things. Don't you think so? What's your take on
Absolutely,
this?
absolutely. And we think that we Bombay people are kind of the next big thing, but actually I've always maintained, okay, it's actually India that's going to become big in totality. It's not just the cities that are going to go.
Yeah, and
And
Unnamalai's story is that discussion kind of validates the entire thing. Actually, that
absolutely.
she's really been able to stay focused and build it up, and very inspiring actually to do that.
And one
So
thought that was
fabulous. So
running,
we, I'm sorry.
one thought that was running with me throughout was she was saying, kids apparel is dynamic, it changes, and men's apparel is, simple solids. And I was looking at, you want a plain white shirt, I want a plain black shirt, and we'll continue wearing these clothes only for the rest of the next 100 episodes also.
Yeah, when you see us on 100th episode, we will be black and white only,
In
and we
black
will
and
be still
white,
happy.
blue, hello, blue.
Or maybe blue. If we get really experimental, we'll go up to a different shade of blue. Absolutely.
Correct,
But guys,
absolutely.
that's about the time that we've had. So, but if you are actually watching the show and you've been enjoying listening to all our episodes, like it, share it with your friends, and follow us. And every Friday, we'll come up with you another inspirational story. But if you believe, like how Unnamalai said, and if you have that drive that you can make a difference, it's not just about running a business, which is your way of life, but if it's a journey of entrepreneurship that you want to go, then Ascent is a place that you should really look at. Get to ascentfoundation.in and apply for membership. Mind you, this is a not-for-profit organization, and you would have to apply. The Ascent team will get in touch with you, and they will actually evaluate you. And if you're truly growth ready, we would love to have you as part of our cohort. So get to ascentfoundation.in and make an application. And that's about it that we've had for today. It's been a fabulous story today, and we're going to see you next Friday at 11 a.m. with another interesting entrepreneurial story. Thank you very much, guys. Have a wonderful
कभी
weekend.
कभी लड़की से भी डरना चाहिए.
कभी कभी लड़की से भी डरना चाहिए. Awesome. That's a big takeaway, man. That's an absolute big takeaway. All right, guys. Bye bye. Have a wonderful weekend. See you. Bye bye. Ciao.